Hello friends, and welcome back to the Dickinson Homestead. I've got 4 really yummy meals for you. We just finished eating our last one. I hope you enjoy these 4 meal ideas. If you do pick out one that you would like to try, let me know down below. I would love to know. So with all that being said, let's get into the what's for dinner. Okay y'all, so we're gonna start this what's for dinner out with some zucchini boats. I did zucchini boats, was it last week or the week before? I'll have it linked down below. But anyways, I'm making zucchini boats again because they were just really, really good and a little bit more on the healthier side. So, well, I tend to make things that are healthy, kind of unhealthy, but you know, we're not gonna go there. So I've already got my zucchinis cut lengthwise and scooped out. I accidentally broke one of them in half, but that's okay. We got enough here for us adults. The boys are gonna have something else and you'll see what that is in a little bit. But I've got 1 pound of Jimmy Dean pork breakfast sausage, the hot tube. In here, I already browned it up and it's kind of cooling down a little bit. And then I'm gonna put in 1 package of cream cheese. There we go. Let me wash my hands. Okay, and then we're also gonna put jalapeños in here. I've got 3 jalapeños. Last night, the hubby man treated all of us to some church's chicken, and I had the leftover jalapeños, like the pickled jalapeños that they give you. So I'm gonna go ahead and use them up in this, and I'm gonna dump those in there. It's got the seeds and everything. So this is gonna be more on the spicier side. If you don't want it as spicy, you could always use just green chilies, like from the can. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in some pepper jack cheese. I thought about shredding up some of I got a brand new block of cheddar cheese, but I don't feel like fiddling with it. So we're just gonna use some pepper jack. I'm gonna put a big old helping of some pepper jack cheese in there. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some bacon bits in there. A little bit more. I need to save the rest because I'm going to use the rest of this package tomorrow for another recipe. Okay, and then some minced garlic. I'm just going to put a little bit in there. I'm also going to put some salt and pepper. Really low. I'll have to go to the Dollar General because I am not going to any big markets for quite some time. You know what I'm saying, Vern? Okay, and then sea salt. There we go. Can't forget this. We're gonna put a couple of dashes of some WS sauce. Well, more than a couple because I like it a lot. But you can do a couple or none at all. I'm gonna put a little bit of smoked paprika in there. I was gonna put a tiny bit of cumin in it, but I can't find it. So that's an option too. I can't find it, so I'm gonna have to leave it out, but it's okay. I got enough going on in here. I'm like the queen of over seasoning. It's just, I can't help it. It's in my blood. We're gonna get this mixed up. I'm gonna start filling them and then I'm gonna wrap them in some bacon right there. And then we're gonna pop them in the oven at 400. I like to cook mine a little bit longer, so I'm gonna do 40, 45 minutes, something like that. If you want them a little bit more crunchier, I would do 30 minutes, but that's what I'm about to be doing. So here we go. I've got everything in the oven, and like I said, I'm gonna cook it for about 40, 45 minutes. And then I do have leftovers this time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get some flour tortillas and I'm gonna put these in there with a little bit of fried egg or what have you and make it for my husband for mornings. And he's like the garbage disposal in the house. He will be so excited and as happy as a coon in a trash can. So let me tell you, this will get used. Okay, for today's dinner, I'm actually starting this pretty early because I want my chicken to marinate for a while. But I'm gonna use this marinade for my chicken. It is the Stubs chicken marinade, citrus and onion. The stuff is amazing. Now you can buy this in the packet like I have, or they have the bottles of this, Walmart or H-E-B, Kroger's, you know, just look for it. It's the Stubs. The stuff is just phenomenal. It is so, so good. So I'm gonna start cutting my chicken. I've got 4 chicken breasts here and I'm going to butterfly them. I'm not stuffing them. Rather, I'm going to fillet them open, grill them, and then put some toppings on it. So you'll see that in just a little bit. But I wanted just to show you what I was doing. I've got the Stubs. You will need a couple of things, oil and white wine vinegar for this marinade as well. Not a lot, just a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of each of one of the oil, a couple tablespoons of water and white wine vinegar, and 2 pounds of chicken. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like I said, I'm going to butterfly these bad boys and then marinate them for the rest of the day. It's like 11 something here, so it's still early and I want to give us enough time to marinate. So that's how I want it right there. That's how I'm going to be grilling it, where it's flat like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like nice and butterflied and flat. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'll be back in just a few. You're almost done.
This is my doomsday grocery haul.
Oh, I have to laugh because, you know, if you don't laugh, it just makes you sad.
Oh, I know. It almost made me sad walking through there. I was like, what the hell?
Oh my goodness. So you didn't have a lunch today. You were just down. Y'all had downtime, right?
We had downtime.
Yeah.
Yes.
So while my husband's company had downtime, him and a coworker went to the local Walmart. And they were out of everything. I'm surprised you got lunch meat.
I'm gonna show you the lunch meat aisle.
I'm surprised you got bread.
Oh, I know.
I mean, seriously. So this is the last of the canned food that they had, ranch style beans. He did end up getting some pineapple chunks, so the boys will be happy with that because they love them some pineapple. And then, so he
no
got,
beans, no rice of any sort, any brand.
yeah.
That's the only thing they had in the whole aisle. That was the last one. It was in the back
Black
of the
eyed
shelf.
peas. I love me some black eyed peas.
Oh,
though.
hell yeah.
I could make something good out of that.
Yeah.
I just wish I had some like fat back or salted pork or something like that. Some Listerine. Yeah. We actually needed that. And then he went ahead and got me some laundry detergent. I'm actually curious on how good that is. I've never gotten that brand. The Great Value brand, and some Pop-Tarts for the boys. A couple of packages of some sandwich cheese, our tooth floss picks. We actually needed some scope. And then 4 things of ground beef. I'm surprised you got the ground beef.
That was all they had.
That's all they had?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then the loaves of bread. We're gonna freeze these. A couple of things of hamburger buns, a big thing of ketchup, some mustard. And then he asked me what I wanted, and I was like, we need some rice. They didn't have any rice, but I needed some tomato sauce and some tomato paste. That's okay. If you're hungry, you're gonna eat anything.
Hey, it's the apocalypse. You'd be happy with that turkey.
Promise I will. Oh, this is busted. Did they give you some money off of it? No?
No.
Dang them. Dented. We should have gotten 10% off of that. I'm just joking. So that is the hubby man's doomsday. It was freaky though. It was freaky, huh?
It was weird.
It was eerie.
It was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. Back into the what's for dinner and cooking.
Be added till 2021.
Okay, I'm just heating up a couple of tablespoons of butter and I'm gonna saute them. I'm gonna saute some baby bell mushrooms and then the onion and the poblano pepper that you saw me cut up. I'm just gonna saute those and then set them to the side. I'm also going to be doing a box of rice-a-roni chicken. I haven't had this in years, so I'm looking forward to trying that as well. And maybe some steamed broccoli. Is done. It took a little bit longer than what I thought it would because somebody didn't check to see if the pellets were okay. And my husband had to save the day and go and put more pellets in my Traeger. So that being said, it took a little bit longer, but they're still perfectly done and hopefully still juicy. So what I'm gonna do with this mixture is I'm actually going to top each of the chicken breasts with this awesome, yummy, delicious mixture here. Oh, mama. Okay. There we go with that. There we go with that. I'm gonna dump the rest on. Smells amazing. Okay, and then I'm gonna top each of them with some Munster cheese things. Okay, and then, like I said, I'm gonna just top them each with a slice of cheese. Now they're still hot, everything's still hot, so I'm not gonna, bake this or reheat anything because everything is still hot. I'm just gonna put this dish in the oven and let the heat of the chicken and the peppers just melt that cheese on top. Okay. And while my rice is getting done, I just finished steaming the broccoli. I'm gonna make a cheese sauce for the broccoli as well. So in the oven these go, just to let the cheese melt by itself. Okay, and for the cheese sauce, I put 6 slices of cheese, just like Kraft cheese, and then probably a half a cup of milk. It's probably a bit too much milk, I'm not sure. I might have to put a little bit more cheese slices in there. We'll see, but I'm gonna let that melt down and then just take a whisk and whisk it down, and then I'll just drizzle the cheese sauce all over the broccoli. Okay, so there is my plate. Hubby man's outside doing a little bit more welding tonight, but the boys are eating. They're getting their grub on. I made a mistake and didn't get out enough chicken breast so that I could just do a grilled chicken breast and just the cheese for them. That was my bad. But there is their plates. How is it, Riley?
Good.
But anyways, that is dinner for tonight. It's super simple and easy, yummy and delicious. Oh, Lord have mercy, all the noises of Riley. Okay, y'all, tonight we are gonna do some stuffed enchilada bell peppers. I'm really excited about this one. I'm actually gonna get these washed up. I'm gonna lop the tops of them off, and then a couple of spots I can see aren't very good, so I won't be able to use those. You either lop the top off and put the top back on and put it into the oven, but what I like to do is take the tops off and then I'll use, the outskirts of the top, and I'll saute that up in my meat mixture. So I'm gonna get to cutting on these. Like, that part's not very good, so I'll have to make sure I get most of that off of there. But anyways, I'm gonna get to washing. Okay, what I'm gonna do with the tops, I've got them all nice and minced up. I'm gonna go ahead and get these nice and softened up. And then I'm gonna put these aside and then do the hamburger meat because the boys, they're not gonna eat the taco meat with all the peppers in it and stuff like that. So I'm going to make up the hamburger meat with the taco seasoning and then take out the taco meat so that they can have regular tacos for dinner. So this is gonna go into our taco meat for the actual peppers. So I'm gonna get these nice and just kind of charred up and softened, and I'll set these aside. Okay, I'm just gonna put some Worcestershire sauce in here. Give it a good douse and down. Just makes meat just taste so much better. Salt and pepper, and then I'll hit up the meat at the last with the taco seasoning. Okay, while the meat is going, I'm gonna go ahead and do up my rice. I've got the Knorr's Fiesta Spanish rice. I love this stuff. I had it in my pantry, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I'm just doing it like the package says, and this is gonna go in our filling as well. Okay, I've got my meat all browned up and drained as well. That had a lot of grease come off of this, and it's like a 90-10. I was kind of shocked about that. That's done right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in the taco seasoning. I got the boys' taco seasoning over there. I'm gonna go ahead and dump in the peppers. Okay, now that I've got my rice done, we're gonna go ahead and put some of this rice mixture. Well, we're gonna put the whole rice mixture in there. Okay, I'm gonna get this mixed up really good. I'm gonna go ahead, I've got the last of my pepper jack cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and use that in here as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of this Colby jack cheese in there. It really doesn't matter what cheese you use. You could use Velveeta in this too. It really doesn't matter. Cheese is cheese to me. Oh, there goes my oven. That's ready. Okay, I'm gonna put my sauce aside. Oh, I've got my green enchilada sauce and my red enchilada sauce, and I've already mixed it up. I've got that. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling each of the peppers. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and just pour this enchilada sauce all on the tops of these. And it's gonna go down into the crevices, and it's gonna be delicious. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on this, and I've got my oven already preheated at 350, and I'm gonna let it go for an hour, hour and a half, just until the peppers are nice and tender. But I'm also about 5 minutes, somewhere around there. I'm gonna take the lid off of the, and I'm going to put cheese. Whoop. I'm gonna put cheese all on the top of there and let that bake for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then they will be done. So in the oven, oh my gosh, in the oven they go. Okay, so they are all done and smelling amazing. I can't wait to dig into these. I am gonna let them rest for just a little bit. Hubby man is still outside trying to get his stupid pit together. Wyatt is at a friend's house. He has already eaten dinner, so the eldest is at work. I was like, why did I even cook this? You don't have any of those nights? It's like you plan on something amazing and then everybody has something to do. Oh well, but they are awesome. I hope you try this recipe. This is definitely a winner in my book. I know we all love them. Well, the adults love them. So definitely give them a try. Okay, y'all, tonight we're gonna do some breakfast for dinner. And I'm gonna do a French toast bake in the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm gonna let this just soak for several hours. You could do this first thing in the morning before you go to work if you work outside the home. And of course, if you want it for in the morning, you would do this at night. And if you want it for dinner, you would do it in the morning. So I've got 1.5 cups of milk right here. I've got whole milk. Okay, we're gonna do a couple capfuls of this vanilla extract. It's 1, 2, we'll do 1/2 cap on this one. And 2.5 caps. There we go, of vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna use, we're gonna do 5 eggs. Okay, give that a good mix. Gonna set this side. We're gonna set this aside. Okay, I have a casserole dish right here. This is like a 9 by 13. I've got some melted butter here. You only need 1/2 stick of melted butter. You're just gonna pour this on the bottom. There, you don't need it all. I got a little bit reserved. Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your bread slices down. I've got brioche bread, but you do not have to use brioche bread for this. You just don't. You can use Texas toast, you can use any thick slice, or you can use just regular old white bread. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one in half. Place it in there snugly, just like that. And do another half, just like that. Okay, and you're gonna just reserve that one. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 1 cup of brown sugar. You can use, you know, dark or light, whatever you have on hand. I'm just gonna use the rest of my, this is the light brown. That should be a cup right there. You know what, there's only a little bit left in there. I'm gonna go ahead and use that up. That's okay. And we're gonna take some cinnamon, 2 tablespoons, I would say, of cinnamon. Anyways, this is where you can get a little bit fancier. You can do some pumpkin pie spice, apple pie spice, whatever your heart's desire. We're keeping it cool, calm, and collective, and just regular cinnamon. Put some of that in my hand. I've got a lot of, you know, here we go. Whoop, maybe that's a little bit too much. Nope, never too much cinnamon. I went on ahead and cleaned off my whisk because apparently I only own one. I'm just gonna give that a good little twisty turvy here. And then you're just gonna take some of this, use your hand, use whatever you want, and you're just gonna pour it over the bread. Now we're gonna put more bread on top of that. Sure. Give it another little whisk. Make sure all that egg is good and done. Pop that over there and then pour your egg mixture all on top. We're gonna take the rest of that brown sugar and cinnamon and pour it all on top. So we got a little bit of this. I'm gonna put this in a little container and put a little marker on it so I know what it is. But there we go for that. And all you have to do now is just cover it, let it set for several hours. Like I said, you can either do this before you go to bed, and then in the morning you can bake yourself some French toast. Or you can do this first thing in the morning if you work outside the home, and by the time you get home, it's gonna be all nice and ready. Or you can do it in a slap dab minute. It's up to you. I'm gonna let it, you know, settle for 4 hours, and we're gonna have breakfast for dinner. So I'll be back and ready to cook this. Okay, so we've got our bacon and we've got some breakfast sausage, eggs, our our French toast bake and some fruit, and we're ready to go for dinner. Everybody can dig in.
Now I'm recording.
Yeah. She wasn't before.
I wasn't before, but now I am.
Now she is.
Tell me how much you love the eggs.
Do you like the eggs?
Okay, everybody, that is all we have for you today. I'll be back in another few days with some more meal inspiration. I figured every 4 meals, I'll go ahead and upload a what's for dinner. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next one.